Let's get started. Oh, this being recorded. Okay,
That's not.
let's get started here. I'm just going to share a screen here real quick. It'll be a little bit easier if I show some slides. So let's see. All right, let me start this. All right, can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Mhm.
I see your face. There you
All
go.
right,
It's
let's try
loading.
that.
Oh, it
Good.
is.
All right, we'll put the old guy in charge here. Okay, everybody see that?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, so just a few quick things here. So we have two Zoom times, or sorry, Bloom times here. We have noon and we have 4 p.m. Like you'd arrive somewhere around an hour early. Doesn't have to be exactly that, but just there's going to be a lot of kind of chaos going on, and rather have everybody there on the early side than the late side. Um, it's a holiday theme, as everybody knows. So if possible, I'd like everybody to kind of dress up a little bit Christmassy, but also a little bit more formal. So if you can wear a blazer, if you have it, that would be awesome. It's nice to kind of dress up and have fun with the event. And I know all the Bloom ladies appreciate it. Uh, as those of you who have worked Bloom in the past, it's a little bit beyond sort of our normal calling as a safety team and the things that we do. So there are going to be a few things that we do pitch in a little bit extra here, just from a program assistant standpoint. Part of that is just because there's so many things they try to do, and they just need a little bit of help, a few more hands at different times. So the first one of those is that they are giving away some mugs to all of the attendees. So you've all seen the Starpoint mugs that are given away to third time guests. They're just like those, except they have a Bloom theme and coloring on them. So I'll go over kind of roughly the process for doing that here in a minute. It's kind of a bit of a complicated process they want us to do, but I'll go through it real quickly.
Matt,
Another
just
thing
before
is
you
they're going
go,
to have some merchandise.
sorry,
Go ahead,
because I'm
Lucas.
seeing two screens. You're sharing two screens at the same time now. Like this slide, and now I'm seeing me here again.
Okay, that's okay. From a recording standpoint, I can re-record it at the end. No big deal, and just
No,
put it
no,
on.
just for if anything you're gonna share,
Yep.
we'll not be able to see like the corner right down because it's two screens you are seeing right now. I don't know if just me or someone else has the same issue.
Can everybody see one big screen, or are they seeing my tiny little screen?
Yeah, I see it both.
Both.
Yeah,
Okay, hang on. Let me see if I can fix that.
yeah, we are seeing this one, and in front of that, you are
Oh.
seeing like
Whoa!
others.
Who's that?
Okay.
Yes, good,
Okay.
Better.
Yes. Better.
Is that better?
perfect. Yes.
Okay, great. All right. So yeah, where I was going next is merchandise. So they're going to be selling some Bloom merchandise, and there's going to be a line in the lobby for that after the service, and we'll just be asked to have a couple folks help out with line management. And last but definitely not least, the auditorium is going to be very full. So there's going to be about 390 seats in there. So that's 60 more than usual, or 30 or 60 more than usual. But the center aisles are going to be having another row on either side. So they're going to narrow those aisles a little bit, and they're also going to put a row of folding chairs up in the very front. So those folding chairs are where the prayer team is going to be sitting, and this is just on the two flanking sides. But after or as the service is concluding, the prayer team is going to get up, and we're going to be asked to grab those folding chairs and fold them up and put them off to the side, so that there's then room for folks coming up for prayer for the altar call. So that's just something that we'll have two people in there anyway, so they'll be the ones that grab those chairs. But those are kind of the main highlights of the things that we're going to go above and beyond with here this time. Real quick, this is not really important here. This is just the arrival times for the various volunteer teams, but I've already mentioned we're going to be doing 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. This is sort of the layout of what the church is going to look like here and what's being in use. Unlike, it's a little bit different than past years, so I wanted to highlight this a little bit. So at the very beginning in the main lobby, there's going to be food kind of reception area. There's going to be hot chocolate. Santa's going to be there with a photo op. That is also some of that same stuff is happening back in the student section. So that whole reception area, the lobby of the student section is going to have the same thing. In the student auditorium, there's going to be some like a band, like a jazz band, and some food in there too. So we're going to be kind of spread out across the whole building. The only area that really isn't in use for Bloom, as far as general population circulation goes, is the kids area. So that's going to be curtained off. But we're going to be kind of spread out across it like we would be for a normal service. Here you see in yellow, I've put in some postings, some positions. So each one is meant to be a safety team member. So 2 outside, numbers 1 and 2, 2 in the lobby, numbers 3 and 4. And then number 5 is going to be kind of in the kids area hallway, just making sure that that area is the flow of traffic is going okay, and that the curtain is staying closed, and that people in general aren't going back there. That area back in the kids area is just for volunteers. And then 6 and 7, that's a student area, just some more safety team members there just to help out as needed and do our normal thing. And then 8, 9, Lori Harper is our special guest. She's nationally known. I don't know that she's coming with her own security team at all. I don't believe so. But we're going to have someone kind of attached to her wherever she might be. And my understanding is she'll probably pretty much stay in the green room, but we'll see. We do want somebody on standby for that. Carrie, who everybody knows, that does the kids team a lot there, she's going to be connected to Lori as well. So you'll be kind of hand in hand with taking care of her and making sure everything's safe and secure on her side. And then of course Mariana. Mariana is kind of very much a face of this whole thing, and we want someone kind of watching over her a bit too. So that's where we have folks posted. Next here, so that was I called that let's see, so that was pre-service. So that's kind of before the service starts. This is during the food, the gathering, the fellowship that's going on. Once we get to in-service, things are going to shift a little bit, because the students area is no longer going to be used. It'll be done for the night, so we can kind of collapse more towards the main auditorium. So here we've got 2 people moving into the auditorium, kind of our traditional left side auditorium and overwatch spot. Those are going to be the 2 individuals that help with the chair pickup as the service ends. The other folks that are going to kind of move in, so they're coming from that students area. They're heading towards the chair pickup area or inside the auditorium. The other positions are mostly going to stay the same. The 5 position there in the kids area may kind of float over towards the main lobby, because we'll probably stanchion that off so that no one's going through there. So now shifting from sort of the main part of the service to the mug handout. So this is where it's going to be complicated, and we can talk more about this on Saturday. But the plan is to have 3 safety team members on each aisle. They're going to come out to the lobby as things are ending, and are going to enter the lobby when Santa comes in, each carrying a box of mugs. And they'll stop at those 3 positions along the aisles, and those mugs will be then pulled from the boxes that we're holding and handed out and passed down the aisles by ushers. There's going to be a safety team member on each aisle out in the lobby that's going to be sort of backfilling with more boxes for more folks to hand out. So the plan is to hand out 400 mugs in a matter of a couple minutes. So it's a little bit of a complicated process, but we're there to kind of hold those boxes and keep the boxes full, and the hander-outers handing things out. So it's a little bit complicated because it's a tight space and there's a lot of commotion that's going to be going on, but I'm sure it'll go just fine. But we'll talk more about that on Saturday. And then last here, so this is, if I can find it. Oh, I don't have it here. So one more slide just at the end. I don't have one here, but I meant to make one. Is once that mug handout is done, that's pretty much when the auditorium is going to empty out, and then there'll be some merchandise line in the lobby, or maybe it's going to be outside under the overhang. I don't have clarity on that just yet, but that'll be sort of a normal post-service crowd control, just watching everybody and making sure that the crowds are leaving. Of course, with that many people, they can't be all hanging out in the lobby, so it'll empty out pretty quick. So at that point, we'll have more than enough safety team members for that portion of it. So we'll be more focused on outside and helping just with the flow of traffic. So So yeah, that's about all I wanted to cover, but I want everybody to kind of have a snapshot of what it is that we're being asked to do and the layout of the church. What kind of questions do you have? Anything?
I do, Matt.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Rick. So the types of scenarios that we are working with, are we drawing in? Are there any leads in those situations that we should be handing people off to, calling in to? I can't imagine what types of scenarios may come up, but are there leaders for the Bloom event that we should be drawing into handle if somebody's having a nervous breakdown or whatever?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, as far as, VIPs, if you will, it's Mariana and Lori Harper. So those are the
Mhm.
ones that I don't really anticipate the need to be handing them off because it's not sort of a traditional service where Mariana is going to come off the stage and then head out. I don't believe Lori Harper is going to head off the stage and come out into the lobby before the end of the service like Pastor Roscoe would, for instance. So the folks attached to those two can pretty much stay with them. As far as the sort of the pastoral care for somebody, if that's needed, it's going to be kind of a similar case. I think it's beyond Mariana, there will be some other leaders that I will point out and make sure everybody's aware of. But if there's somebody in need and crisis type management, then we'll kind of approach it as we normally would, with communication with our safety team lead and making sure the help is provided as quickly as it can.
Okay, great. Thank you.
But I will identify those contacts so that we're all aware.
I mean, as both are sold out, so how we gonna control like who paid, who's inside? So if someone eats inside, wanna go outside, so how that's gonna be the control of all that?
Yeah, so everybody's going to have a name tag. That's all handled at the check-in under the overhang.
Okay.
So we'll have a couple folks out there, and they have a really good system set up with kind of like they do for kids check-in, where you get a printed out name tag and a barcode, that kind of thing. So it should be clear who's who, and that even extends to the volunteers. So in this time around, it used to be it was always free, or there was kind of a donation that you'd get back, but this year it's a little bit different. So it is a paid ticket kind of thing, and the volunteers get a reduced fee ticket. But even the volunteers that are there to eat, they need to show a ticket. So they're being pretty strict about it. And they have to, right? For 390 people to be in that auditorium, they can't just have 30 or 40 extras just sort of say, I'm going to hang out too. We just don't have the seats. So, but yeah, that's not something we're going to have to really police, but the check-in process is going to be pretty rigorous and pretty clear, but that's not something we're having to police, other than just help out with crowd control and line management if it makes things safer.
So Matt, essentially, if someone has a name tag, that's confirmation they've paid and are checked in. That's
right. Yep. And that's a good question. I'll make sure I get clarification on, okay, what does the name tag look like? Those of us at the front door, we're not meant to be bouncers. We're meant to be there watching for safety risks. So I will check in with the folks that are running the check-in side of things and understand what it is that they're doing to hold people back at the door if they try to float in without a name tag. That really shouldn't be our job to police check-in, but yeah.
Matt, I would like to add that in reference to the attendance and the entrance and the fee and the money, they have that's checking responsibility. They have a whole team very well organized to do the check-in and the name tag and control the money and everything else. The other thing that, guys, we need to remember, we are a church. So in previous events, sometimes there is people that they might not have they just come, or they don't have they're not registered, or they say, oh, I forgot the money, or whatever. There's multiple things that at the end they will never deny entry to a lady who comes to Bloom for first time, even if she doesn't pay. They might for kids it's different, but so we will unless it's something that implies or it has to be like a physical or a disruption in the whole flow. Maybe we'll get it. We will talk. I mean, we will call it. But for checking money name tags, they have their own process. They have their system, and it will be the ball is in their court.
Yep. Very true. Well said. Thank you.
I would like to add another thing, especially for the guys here. Remember that the bathroom, the restroom, both restrooms in the hall and the lobby are gonna be for females only. So try to use the restroom before when you come to the church, or then if you're church, you go to the back, all the way to the back. I don't know if they're gonna be using the students area, which ones are gonna be for male, but we gotta keep that in mind.
Yeah, in the kids area, so it'll be all the kids' classrooms will be blocked off to be reserved for volunteers and volunteer food and things like that. So
Okay, so
those two bathrooms that are back there are solo bathrooms, so you can always use those.
okay,
But it's likely that both the ones in the student area and definitely the ones in the lobby are going to be for females only.
yeah. So for the guys in the safety team, just be mindful if you use the ones in the kids that also ladies are gonna be using the volunteers ladies. So just be
Yep.
mindful of that.
Yep.
That's all. Yeah.
Thank you, Ruben. All right. What else? Any other questions, comments, concerns?
Are we checking in with BHQ when we get there?
Yes. Everybody checks in, volunteers included. So we'll all be like a normal church service, just the last 4 digits.
Okay.
Okay.
Ask a question that's not really related to Bloom, but maybe it is. So on Sunday, James sent out that chat in our group thing about turning in our badges and radios after we're done.
Mm.
Are leads still allowed to take their radios and name tags home?
Yeah, I'll mention that to Pastor James. Definitely the radios. That's no question about that. The tags, it's really only because it disrupts their flow, because they're always trying to pull the tags early and we don't need them hunting for them. But I'll just let them know that the leads, they can just assume the leads already have their tags.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they've gotten really tight on anyone going in that BHQ area.
Yep.
Like Dave he was lead the other day and he couldn't get the keys or the badge.
All right. Thanks for mentioning that. I haven't heard that sort of interference happening, but that's, yeah, no, the leads will always have, or should always absolutely have, full access to that room without impedance. So I'll mention that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So Matt, the definition who will be there is gonna be on this pre-meeting by 3 p.m.
Mhm.
You are going to define like who will be there. Like I wanna be like number 2 outside.
Yeah,
So
well, that's a good question. I haven't assigned anybody because it was just at the Bloom rally after the service on Sunday where it became clear where we needed folks. So I hadn't put anybody in positions yet. Are there any positions from the folks on the call here right now where you would prefer to serve? I'll put
outside.
that out there. I don't mind giving folks first preference if you have choice of where you want to go.
Keep me outside, please.
Okay.
Too many ladies together.
Okay.
Don't guess, you're a newlywed.
Oh my God. I'll
He's
go
a
in the
big
middle of the
temptation.
parking lot.
All right. So Lucas, you're going to be outside. Any other requests? Speak now or you're not going to get a choice.
Oh, I think I'm gonna have a new lady also serving in social media, so I'll be floating, helping, and whatever you need me to.
Okay. Do you want me to kind of leave you as floating around, Ruben, or do you want me to put you in a spot? I've got enough either way.
I think because I gotta do a promotion video at the end, so I might be floating better.
Okay. Sounds
If you
good.
don't mind. If you don't mind.
I don't mind.
Thank you, man.
You're welcome. All right. Well, if you have any other questions you haven't thought of now, feel free to text me or anything, or we've got time to figure it out on Saturday. So thank you all for your time tonight and also in advance for Saturday. We really appreciate it. And all the church staff and the ladies appreciate our help and our protection. So
Thank you,
thank
Matt.
you all.
Thank you, sir.
Guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Bye, man.
Bye.
Bye, guys.